Hello, welcome back. Today I'm looking at this Nintendo game cartridge bought from eBay for spares and repairs. Let's take a look, see if it is broken and see if we can get it working. Let's go down and take a look. There it is, still in the packet. I took it out, showed everybody, put it back. Original Nintendo Golf game, and a lovely tool that I purchased. Fisher Price tool, kiddies tool, according to the picture that it showed on Amazon with it. How does it come apart? I can't get it out of the bag. I can see a joint there. There we go. These have got special security screws in them. Let's have a look. Or at least a screw that I don't have. A screw bit that I don't have that particular type in all my many screwdriver bits that I have. I don't have one of them, so I bought one. This was a couple of quid, a couple of pounds, that's all. Just a quick look there at my audio. It looks a bit loud. I'm not too loud for anybody, am I? I'm not distorting anybody. So let's take a look at this tool. It's double-ended, this tool. Two different sizes. Apparently there are some game cartridges out there that use these bigger ones, but it looks like the smaller one for this. So let's pop that in there. I suppose I should have a Game Boy here, shouldn't I? How totally unprepared I am today. Right, one Game Boy. With batteries in, with Tetris in. Let's just check the Game Boy is still happy. Yeah, Game Boy still happy. Making noises. So let's have a look at what this cartridge does. I did quickly try this the other day and didn't want to do anything. It did say it was a non-worker on eBay when I bought it, so we've got corrupted Nintendo logo. And what I've seen of these before, let's use something that won't scratch the screen. That's normally because of these data pins are not connecting properly. Now, although I could probably clean this up as it is, I think we'll take it apart and have a quick look inside, just because I'm interested. Some of these have batteries in, and I think the batteries are there to save game position. So one screw, and does it just pop apart? Again, gently. There's not a screw under the sticker, is there? No. That'd be terrible if there was a screw under the sticker. I'm sure it's just the one screw. Ah, look. Slide, Grant. Slide, and all will be revealed. Oh, there we go. One battery inside. Let's take a closer look. Let's give us some focus. Considering how old these are, that looks pretty cool in there, doesn't it? With those surface mount chips. I mean, even compared to today, you'd still be using chips like that on some devices. Let's take that out and have a look. I suppose with these tiny boards, I really should be wearing some gloves. And if there was more people watching me, they'd be shouting at me, "Wear gloves! Wear gloves! Because you'll destroy it with your static electricity." I probably wouldn't, but let's not take any chances, eh? Let's glove ourselves up. It's better for the fingers anyway to be gloved up. Specially purchased non-static gloves. There we go, gloved up. Right, let's take a look. I'll have a nice close-up look, see if we can see anything obviously wrong with this. I'm going to say, just on first observation, those pins look quite tarnished. And do we have some issues on tracks there? Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm touching chips. You know, good statically those. I've always I've been told, and I believe this to be true, that even static sensitive components, once mounted on a circuit board like this, any static discharge that hits the board is dissipated over such a wide area, it's very unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely that you would destroy a chip. So static ESD protection and safety is very important when you're building things. And I'm not going to say it's not important when you're repairing things, but it's less important. I mean, it is quite well protected in the case. The pins are not exposed as such. You can touch them. You could staticify them and staticify them. You could get static in there and potentially break something. And who knows, maybe some of these games did get broken in that way. But it's not likely. It isn't likely at all. So let's have a quick look here. Can't see anything obviously broken. I've seen people fixing these on the internet, and these tracks have been poor. They've been broken down here. The case tends to rub on these tracks and can wear them away. There's nothing on the other side that looks worn. Yeah, ROM. I mean, there's sometimes some specialist sound chips and things in these to do extra stuff. It was quite clever the way they built these, with the Game Boy being an interface into what you could add extras into the cartridge itself, as far as hardware extras and sound. But I'm not going to get boring and look up these particular chips, but as we can see, this is a custom Nintendo chip. I'm not sure what this one is. So this one's probably the game ROM. This one's probably the interface, but I'm only guessing here. We've got a little one up here and a battery. So I suspect the battery needs changing. I don't know what these batteries are. Do they pop out easily? Do they slide out? Is that soldered? I think that's soldered on. So that might be a particular type of battery, but I think it'll work. I think what I'm going to go with this is get my fiberglass cleaning brush out. This is made of fiberglass. And let's see how well this does at cleaning these up. It's what it's designed to do. Already looking shiny. Does a good job that. Look at that. Just taking that tarnished copper straight off. Now, if this doesn't make any difference, we'll have to dig a bit deeper into the ROM. But this is better than blowing on it anyway. I still can't get that out of my mind. What 30 years worth of blowing on a cartridge looks like. Maybe I'll find the picture and share it one day. I can't say I've seen any that look that bad. But that already looks hugely better than it did before we started. We've got some nice shiny pins. Maybe they're still a bit tarnished. Let's give it a bit more. I'm going to say this fiberglass cleaning brush is definitely the right tool for cleaning these edge connectors, which is exactly what I bought it for. So I've repaired a few classic computers, a Nintendo 64, ZX Spectrum, BBC Model B sitting there in the cupboard over there. Maybe I shall get them out and we'll check, see if they still work, because they've not been on for a little while. I'm not sure they're the sort of thing I want to keep around, because they were only interesting when I was getting them working. Now they work, not so much. Got an Atari ST down there as well, an STE. It was an STE 500, which I've upgraded to the maximum amount of memory. Now, I think as it's so easy to slide these in and out of the cartridges, I think we'll pop that back in the cartridge and give that another test and see what happens. Let's get some focus going on. Yeah, still gobbledygook. Let's one more in and out. Nope. It's interesting though, because it's different gobbledygook. So let's take a look at some of those data pins and see what's going on. Let's give this a wipe over. I think I'll also give that edge connector a clean. Let's find a cotton bud. Just refilled my isopropyl alcohol. I get through this quite quickly. Tend to be quite liberal with it. Give them a good clean. So I don't have many people watching, but if anybody does join us later on or watches this back on the recording, I am curious about what people would like to see repaired. I have been looking around eBay, looking for different bits and pieces, and I think you have to be fairly specific, because if you look for broken electronics, you're just going to get phones, laptops, games consoles, and there's a lot of them being repaired. I did an old clock radio the other week. I did a MB Game Simon, and they're a little bit different and something I'm interested in. So anybody got any ideas of what they'd like me to fix? I'm going to look it up and see if I can find a broken one. Now I'm going to say, while we're quickly in here looking at this, that battery's been changed at some point, because that doesn't look like factory soldering to me. Right, I've thrown everything all over the place. You'd like me to fix an N64, another one, live on camera. I'd like to do another N64. I think I would probably sell the one I've got and then buy another broken one. Because that's the craziness. Let's zoom out. I'm going to check this battery. I don't know whether a flat battery would actually stop it working, but I suppose anything's possible. I mean, that's 3.2 volts. I think these button cells are normally around about 3 volts. So I think someone's had a go at repairing this. Changed that battery not very long ago and was unable to get it working, which is interesting. Oh, an Nintendo N64. That's the yeah, I've never looked inside one actually. They're supposed to be quite complicated. I think I have seen a few broken ones. The problem with the broken N64s and a lot of these consoles is that they don't always come with the controllers. And to buy a Nintendo 64 broken and then some controllers, I'm being a cheapskate, could be expensive. But let me put it on my list and see if I can find something. Flux isn't going to stop this working, but it just annoys me that somebody hasn't cleaned it, so I'm going to clean it. And then I think I need to buzz out these tracks just to make sure none of them are broken. There we go. Yeah, I think it's a data line. We've got all these data lines down here. And nothing looks obviously broken. But let's get in close. We can get in nice and close. And have a look, see if there's any... Let's get as much light on this as we can. And see what's going on here. Got any corrosion going on down here? I suppose it's possible that it could actually be broken under the chip. Some of these we can actually buzz out because we can see their destinations, and some of them go under the chips. Other side looks clean. Test points. I wonder what those test points are for. I wonder if there's a manual that explains what these test points show. I suspect they are test points for some sort of oscilloscope. They are scratched. I think someone's been quite aggressive with the cleaning of this. These little bits here, these little holes, they're called vias, and they actually pass the tracks from one side of the board to the other. So these can corrode, and that would cause an issue, but they don't look bad to me. Nothing green, nothing disappeared. They look intact. Get my hand in front of the light. Vias. I think it's VIA. That's the way it sounds. I don't know if that's how you spell it. Right, let's just look at these. Via. Look, Vias. Right, let me follow some tracks, see if I can see any breaks. I agree, via. What's going on here? Right. So the other thing I've seen on these is some of these pins not making proper contact. So look, see if we've got any dry joints on any of these. What I'm doing, I'm just putting a little bit of sideways pressure on these. There's no, I've took the flux off. Yeah, it's just these are quite scratched up. No dry joints so far. They all look good. No moving pins on those. Yeah, someone's had a go at this before. This is the trouble when you buy things as spares or repairs on eBay. Sometimes somebody's already done all that's practical with fixing them. Not much, not very focused there, are we? They've already done what's practical in fixing them, and whatever's wrong with them potentially requires a change of chip. If the main chip in this is not working, then it's not going to be. You're not going to be able to fix it. You're not going to get another Nintendo Golf. The joy, what the joy of fixing other people's discards. That's just the chance you take. What you do about it, I think I've been quite lucky up until now with most of the stuff that I've had has looked like genuine taken out of someone's attic, and it hasn't worked, and it's been fairly straightforward to fix it. But there's always going to be ones that you just can't repair. I mean, it would take 10 minutes to go around all these. The bottom left chip on the big pin, this one, it's dirty. Well, it doesn't move. It's not going to take long to give them all a resolder and see. Certainly can't hurt. I might buzz out some of the ones that I can see where they go and see if we can find any breaks. Let's zoom out a bit and we can play. Guess the direction of the track. I don't mind backseat repairers. So what we got here? This one. Where's this one go? Down. I suppose it would make more sense to try and go along each pin, wouldn't it? And then eliminate them one at a time. So that's got some copper up there we can get to. Yeah, VDD, so that's the positive, that's the voltage in, VDD. And that's the negative in. That pin from this side doesn't appear to be connected. This one disappears off up here somewhere. That one disappears through the other side of the board. That one I could do my eyes in this. Sorry, I'm concentrating, that's why I've gone silent. So that one disappears up to the top, I'm going to guess. Oh. Right, it gets to that veer, and then does it go up here? Soldering iron's beeping at me. Right, these disappear off somewhere. I'm on my own way now. Let's turn this round. So that one doesn't seem to go anywhere. Going to scratch the resist there a little bit just to say that we're not sure where this one goes. Gently, because last thing I want to do is break that track, but it disappears under the chip. It doesn't seem to connect to that chip. Let's see about the one next to it. See, that one does. It's unusual, that pin seems to be connected to lots of different places. On the chip's connected to a lot of different places. I think that's weird. I think that's weird that all those pins appear to be connected together. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all appear to go to separate places. So there just seems to be some logic in the way these ones are connected, which I would expect, by the way. Some of these do disappear underneath the board. So that one doesn't seem to be connected up the top here. That one's not connected, and we know the ground, so I think they go under the board and then come back out again. So even these ones that disappear under the board, like that one, I'd expect that to be connected somewhere. Yeah. Same with these. They're just jumping on underneath. Right, this one, we couldn't find a connection anywhere, could we? Not on that chip anyway. Ah. So that one appears to disappear off over here. Certainly could. Right. Let's just rework these joints and see if that helps. And then if it doesn't, we might have to lift that chip off. A little bit of flux. Give myself some space, move some tools about. Let's get some fresh solder. I don't like working in gloves. We'll resolder those and then we'll give them a clean. No, what have I done? I think I'll redo the other chip as well. In fact, this was the chip I was supposed to be doing because the flux is on it. Flux just helps those joints to rerun in case there's any oxidized solder down there. Helps get rid of it. Let's do the same on the other chip. I think somebody's been around and done this before, but it won't hurt just to double check their work. I think we'll do this one as well. That looks like a little op-amp chip for something. Leads are getting in the way. I prefer doing it like that. These chips do not look like they've got original solder. I don't know though, 1989, they was probably still using leaded solder, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions. They all look pretty good. Let's clean off the flux that I've just put on there. It is up near the battery, so that could be a battery management chip. I'm sure I could look them up. I've got to say those joints look better than they did, but they also didn't look terrible. Loads of flux on this board. Trying to get in between those pins. Bit more. They don't look like the best joints in the world. Go on, didn't do a very good job of them. It's better. If you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. Let's get the dry end out. Still a little bit shiny. Can't see any shorts. Right, without removing that big chip and checking underneath it, with regards to all of those that appear to be shorted together. Of course, we don't know whether that's normal or not. So that's ground. But that one, and that one all appear to be going to ground. Which I think is a little odd. Not sure I understand why all those pins are going to ground, unless they are all ground pins. Maybe I'll do a look up, see if we can determine the pin out on a Game Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. All four of those pins. All appear to be ground. I mean, all next to each other. The fact that we've got 3 pins as well. I wonder if there is a short under there. Well, still no joy from the cartridge. Oh, it's looking better, isn't it? And what I'm going to say here is, some people can't solder very well, because all I've really done is redo those joints on those chips. I'm happy. It works. Sometimes patience, going through the motions, pays off. Nice one. Let's have a bit of a tidy of the desk, and we'll jump into a Game Boy Golf and remind ourselves of how Game Boy Golf works. Just going to have a bit of a tidy up. Do bear with me, people. Let's put my tool back in here. I'm really rather pleased. It does feel good fixing things. So this appears to have had some games stored on it. And I'm just getting rid of Stan. And we'll leave Andy on there, I suppose. Remember how to spell my name. Push start. I think Japan was the easy course. Don't understand the fight bit. Do people fight playing golf? No idea how to play this. Oh, one wood. Wasn't there a way of... No. No. Thought there was a way of seeing in front of you. I'll work it out in a minute. Oh, I think that was awful. $161 yards. Ah, that's it. Par 4. Timing's still out. Oh no, we're in the rough. Terrible. Terrible. Well, 4 wood out of the rough's not going to go very far, but let's have a laugh, eh? Yeah, I laid up. Doesn't it automatically select clubs for you? 99 yards, that can't be right, can it? Just imagine that's a 9 iron. Let's go with an 8 iron. Wind's coming to the... Wind is shown. Where's me thing? Wind is coming from this way. Seem to remember that. That's your lie. That's your club. That's how far we're going. If that's obvious, I apologise. Oh, if I'd have got that straight, I'm on the green! Oh! Double bogey. Terrible. What's this? Par 4. I seem to remember I used to go that way. You have to press this. You have to really predict a lot. You've got to press that button way before it looks like the arrow's where it is. Now I have seen some rather lovely IPS screens for these Game Boys that do make them look very, very good. I'm not going to repair or replace the screens in the two I've repaired recently because they're working as they should be, but I may see if I can get another one with a damaged screen and buy one of those aftermarket displays because they do look rather nice. What, we got 82 yards. I'm going to go over 9 iron. Oh, I used to be really, really good at this. What way is that going? Downhill. So I've got to come up a bit. 15 yards. Oh, what an awful putt. Oh, this game is tough. Double bogey's my stamp by the look of it. One more hole. Sorry. But you can't fix the game for golf game without playing the golf game, can you? It's my reward for being so brilliant. It doesn't change your... Need a sort of indicator of how far these go. 162 yards. I reckon that'll be... Let's go over 6 iron. Oh no! No, no, no! Splash! Oh, now I've hit it too well. I think that headphone jack might need looking at again. Yeah, definitely need some practice at this game. It's in the last hole. Oh my God. Last hole, and then a quick chat about upcoming content, and then I shall wish you all a good afternoon. Terrible. Right. Game Boy Golf working. So that's another successful fix today. I shall let Nintendo Golf play us out on this video, but look forward to seeing you again soon. I've got an Atari coming up on Twitch live stream, which by the time you see this has probably already been done. So take a look in the YouTube videos and I'm sure you'll find it down there somewhere. But you all take care and have a good day. See you soon.